Hi guys, it's Lisa Rose. For those of you that don't know me, I am the wife of Joe Rose, the mother of Destiny, Austin, and Trinity, the godmother of 5, a CCA, a Beachbody coach, and most of all, a huge lover of life. Oh, I forgot one more thing. Also the co-founder of Annapolis Valley Frugal Moms. So I just wanted to touch base with you on one thing that's really as honest of a conversation as you're ever going to hear me talk about is I have an addiction to food. So if you think about addictions, if somebody has a heroin addiction, if they went 3 months clean without having heroin, they wouldn't reward themselves with heroin for, going 3 months clean. So because of that, I choose not to reward myself with food when I hit those goals. I mean, my first goal was to be down to 220. I am now at that goal and below. And so, of course, I chose for my goal for hitting that was not to reward myself with a big plate of nachos or something I really enjoyed, because that would trigger that addiction for me. The moment I get a taste or a glimpse of anything that I used to love or crave or, sneak and eat, I'm right back to where I started in that addiction cycle that I was in. And today's kind of proven that. With all the Easter eggs and chocolate, it was very easy. I have what I call BLT syndrome, which is bites, licks, and tastes. That is most of where my calories always came from when I hit 315 pounds. And that is still my struggle for today, is those bites, licks, and tastes. So I did have a couple Easter eggs, and guess what happened? I've been off sugar for 2 weeks because of the Whole30. I started bouncing around, pacing back and forth in the living room. I started sweating, and my heart started pounding because I could feel the sugar hitting my body. So that's an example. So now I know in the next couple of days, especially with the chocolate being around, it's going to be really hard for me because that triggered that sweet taste, that chocolate, it melted in my mouth, that whole savory thing. So like I said, when you become, when you have an addiction, whether it's, like I said, heroin, I'm using heroin as food as an example because I severely struggle with my food addiction. And, I'm always going to struggle. So whether I hit my goal weight of 115 pounds or below, I'm always going to struggle with food. It's not something I'm going to fix overnight. It's not going to fix itself in a year. I'm always going to have this addiction. So whether, somebody's a smoker or, have issues with drugs, my issue is with food. And so because of that, that's why I choose not to, and that's why you don't see me post sometimes when I hit my goals, why I don't say, okay, today I'm going to treat myself to pulled pork nachos at Patty's Pub. And the reason being is because that's going to trigger that addiction for me. I'm going to start craving and wanting those things again. And so because of that, that is why I firmly believe for myself, as I deal with my addiction to food, that I'm not going to be putting those as my goals. So my goals are to, as I lose the weight, like I said, I want a name brand sweater. I would never pay that full price or something like that for myself ever because I've always put my kids first. But this is my first goal, and that was one of the first things I'm allowing myself is this sweater when I decide. Being picky, I have the right to be picky. It's been a long time since I allowed myself to have anything, really. So I am going to be picky on the name brand sweater that I choose to get. But that's, the struggle, as the kids say, the struggle is real. The struggle is real for me every day. Our life is surrounded by food. Today is Easter. What do we celebrate with? Food. Turkey dinners.